an honor for me to get up and say something about someone. And this year, I've been given the great honor of officially introducing you to our new executive director. How about a big round of applause for Kim Louise? Welcome. Now, I want you to know that this young lady came to us many years ago as a consultant. She is an accomplished attorney and has given PRAHD many hours of volunteer time, as well as amazing advice. And when we found out that we had the opportunity to actually have her become part of the team as our leader, we were just overwhelmed. As you know, she had big shoes to fill, right? How about a big round of applause for our past executive director, Gala. And I have to tell you, I'm sure she was a little bit nervous, but she handled it like a champ, and she handles it like a champ. She's a dynamic woman. She's a mother of 2 handsome children, and she's got a husband that she chases after. So she's got a full schedule, yet she has given us, PRAHD, I think we get the best of her. I'm sure she's got a little bit left over for her husband and children, but I know she gives us the best she's got. And we are so blessed to have you, and we look forward to many years of good fortune for the agency and good fortune for you. So welcome. Without further ado, we're going to get this party started. We're going to roll along.
But we have been around, PRAHD has been around for
44 years.
44 years. Great service. And not just in Portland and Florida.
We also service our neighboring communities and counties, such as Middlesex County, where we reside, Union County, Hudson County, and our other neighboring counties.
Absolutely. You know, and this great night could not be except we had the help of our Gala committee members.
Yes, I want to extend a huge thank you to our Gala committee members for their extraordinary efforts this year. Special thank you to our Gala co-chairs, Dr. Gregorio Pide and his wife, Alanita Pide. They're being shy, they're right here if you want to see them at this table.
Great. And
I also want to thank our board of directors and all of our staff at PRAHD, especially this being my first gala and my first almost 5 months as the executive director. A huge thank you for the staff for all of your hard work and for welcoming me with such open arms.
Kim, we are happy to have you. All right.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Hey, so we've got all that out of the way. So you've been here since June.
Yes, June 1.
So talk to us about some of the great things that's going on, that's happening at PRAHD. Give us a little snippet of that, would you?
Yes, absolutely. So I joined the agency June 1st, halfway through the year. At that point, PRAHD had already and has been doing for decades great work.
Yeah.
Some of the biggest highlights of this year, and this is the last gala for our agency, are that our Resources for Independent Living, which is our what we call Refill, it's our home health care program, continues to expand in the home health care market. We had a 47% increase in clients and a 43% increase in home health aides employed under our agency. Our preschool, which we fondly call Mi Escuelita, has become a funded partner with United Way of Central New Jersey, speaking to the program's validity and commitment to vulnerable families in our community. Additionally, in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria, PRAHD has been able to case manage over 400 Puerto Ricans who evacuated the island. while providing several families first month and or security deposit assistance, thanks to special funds that we received from the Center for Hispanic Policy, Research and Development. A big thank you to Sara Peña. She's the Executive Director of that agency. Thank you. These are just some of our most recent achievements, but being there every single day, I can tell you that I have an incredible staff, and they really are magical in what they do. We service every single person that comes to that door, and if we can't service them, we find someone that can. But no one leaves the agency with just no. That doesn't happen at PRAHD. And I thank all of you for making that possible for us.
And your being here tonight will allow us to do even greater things in the coming year. So once again, thank you for being here with us. At this time, I'd like to bring to the podium Father Gordon, who's coming with the invocation and a moment of silence for those affected by the weather in Florida, the Carolinas, Georgia, all of those that have been devastatingly impacted by the natural disasters. Father Gordon.
Thank you for the invitation once more to offer the invocation. And as we gather this evening, we realize that our lives are enriched because the agency of PRAHD is helping us to not just live for ourselves, but realize that as we continue to remember the needs of those less fortunate, we actually discover the deeper gift of life and frees us from the identity that we're looking for, and helps our heart to really be in that light of truth. So with that, let us pray. Heavenly Father, we bless this auspicious occasion on the 32nd annual Roberto Clemente Gala, presented by the Puerto Rican Association for Human Development. We are very proud of the accomplishments being recognized by the distinguished and deserving recipients this evening. Those in business and commerce, those committed to education and higher learning, those expressing a true spirit of humanitarian concern and outreach. Please bless them and their loved ones in their pursuits on behalf of the less fortunate. We ask continued vision for the PRAHD leadership and their dedication to the community, where the needs of housing, health, home care, and human rights, together with education, employment, and aging, await them each and every day because of the deep trust and integrity they have formed with the residents of Central New Jersey. We are mindful that as a rich cultural pride draws from its Latina roots as an agency, we pray this evening for Puerto Rico and all who continue to recover from natural disasters, and those from the diversity of all cultures whose lives are impacted for the struggle for justice. Please bless what we share this evening that's been prepared for us. In gratitude, may it nourish us as we share it, mindful of the generosity in its preparation, the celebration in its partaking, and the humility to remember those who go without. May the support of all in attendance provide so much hope to the mission and meaning of love, taken up by PRAHD and promised us by the one who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. To all of us philanthropists. I was dancing and I lost my speech paper, so I'll be very brief. Being a home man, my wife Catalina and I are overjoyed to be co-chairs of this gala. Years past, we have been attending as participants, and nothing makes us more proud than to be part of the giving in this community. This gala is very special to us because as a community physician, I serve that needed population, but not as much as PRAHD does it. They can see the necessity of the people, and they are there to help them on a daily basis. They help them with their children, with programs, so they are not in the streets. doing bad deeds. They help the elderly, having programs for them. And their contribution to the community is something that has to be applauded. We gather together to congratulate and the honorees, First Constitution Bank, Middlesex County College, Bethesda Financial, and Dean Schomburg, because they exemplify the place of the community and the giving that makes us here. Regardless of our professions, we all are responsible for the younger generations, and PRAHD is an institution that is extremely well prepared to deliver on that topic. They help the children, they help the youth of tomorrow, and we have to contribute the most that we can with our time, with our resources. For the last, I believe, 44 years, PRAHD has been providing resources to empower the residents of Perth Amboy and beyond. They fund housing, they educate the youth, they offer counseling, they provide support in finding long-term solutions to issues that matter to most of our fellow citizens. And in Christmas, I am amazed by the truckloads of toys that they bring to our children. So, the Puerto Rican Association's efforts have met a growing need in our community and continue to do it with the help of caring people like all of you. I want to leave you tonight with a quote from Winston Churchill that he said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." Thank you for your compassion and generosity. May God bless you all, and may God bless the United States of America.
Buenas noches. I'm so delighted to be here joining you this evening. What a great group of honorees. I just want to first of all thank the Puerto Rican Association and to welcome the new executive director to our city. Thank you for undertaking such a task. It's not easy being at the helm of the Puerto Rican Association, but they do such great work in our city. We are very thankful for their contributions and their generosity and how they've helped year after year. For 44 years, you hear yourself how they have worked for the betterment of our city, and for that we are grateful to the Puerto Rican Association. So let's, everyone, come on, let's hear it for them. And as I read the honorees, many of them I've known personally, but I want to congratulate too, because I remember meeting him with the Assemblywoman, Yvonne Lopez, when she first introduced me to him, and that's Dean Schomburg. How exciting it is to have him here and the legacy of his family member. You know, if Puerto Rican history was to be documented, he did such a great job. And today to see his family member being honored, I just wanted again to highlight and acknowledge all the contributions thanks to him. But and also the wonderful Prudential Financial Center. I mean, I see them here, and also First Constitution Bank, good friends, and Middlesex County College. So outstanding honorees because they're doing great work in our community, and these are people that are dedicated and they're so committed for the betterment of the people that they serve. But most importantly, you know, it says a lot about them when they support the Puerto Rican Association. So everyone here today, you know, let's continue to highlight the agency because they do such wonderful work, and they have for many, many years, as you've heard, 44 years of service in our community. You know, and they're going to be 44 years later, Yvonne, we're going to be all looking back and we're going to say, wow, you know, they continue to create an atmosphere of love and the betterment of others. So I want to thank you, and I want to thank Dr. Guijen. Dr. Guijen and his beautiful wife. You know, they are so wonderful to our community, and they have, you know, for many years, this is not only about the Puerto Rican Association, it's what they do day in and day out. And last but not least, I cannot leave here today without thanking my dear friend from high school, Bob Dorso. We went back, we graduated high school together, and we still help the agency along with all the wonderful board members, Carol, everyone that helps the agency. Thank you for what you do. So good evening, and have a wonderful night, and just enjoy yourselves, and to the honorees, job well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Diaz. Mayor Diaz was actually one of the very first town officials that made it a point of welcoming me. And she knew exactly how to do it. She invited me to breakfast. My staff is always talking about how I'm always eating, so they must have told her because she knew exactly where I needed to go. I have the honor and the privilege of welcoming and introducing my predecessor, Assemblywoman Ilan Lopez. Before she comes up here, I just want to say a few words and publicly, Ilan, thank you for being my champion. I know that there were board members that were pushing for me for this position, but Ilan, as the executive director at that time, really led that charge and suggested that I be the executive director of the agency. Ilan and I met about 7 or 8 years ago when she came on board. I had just become the agency's attorney, and she had just become the executive director, so we grew together in our roles. So this almost happened organically, the transition between she and I. And she did a great job onboarding me. She continues to, every now and then, send me text messages to check on me, make sure that I'm not losing my mind entirely at the agency. She's a huge supporter, and I thank you so much, Ilan, for all that you've done for the agency and for all of your help in my transition process.
I'm just so honored to be here today. So I was telling you once today that this is the first time in 7 years that I actually was able to eat something and have a drink, right? Because for 7 years, we worked this event like crazy women and men in PRAHD, and just make it so successful and to bring us all together as a community to, you know, raise money for PRAHD, because at the end, this is a fundraiser, and I want to thank the board of directors, Bob Dorso, Rodriguez, Carol, all the other board members, Dr. Gonzalez and Andy, thank you so much for embracing me over these past 7 years and helping me grow at PRAHD. My growth at PRAHD actually prompted me to give more back to public service, and today I'm the Assemblywoman in the 19th District. I'm so proud to be serving. You know what? I'm not even going to read my remarks. I'm sorry. I'm not. And thank you all, Carlos, for working so hard on these remarks. For me, I have always had such a love and warmth and deep appreciation for PRAHD. I was a board member for 10 years back in my 30s. I was a butler of PRAHD when I worked for what Kobe's predecessor banks for 20 years. I remember meeting with Leah Trinidad, I don't know, 3 decades ago, and funding the organization, and actually going on off-site retreats with the organization as well. And when I came to PRAHD 7 years ago, and there were so many changes, and we all know what they are. I'm not going to get into specifics, but it was my joy and my love for that organization that kept me in that organization, working day in and day out to make sure that PRAHD flourished. And fast forward, when I ran for office, and Kim, by the way, we interviewed like many individuals, and we were like, no, this doesn't feel right. I don't think this. We have people coming from like North Carolina, New York, and Florida. But when Kim came along, we said, no, she's the right person because she loves the organization. She understands the organization. I adore Kim. I do. And yes, I do text her a lot, right? Because, you know, it's a transition phase for both of us. And for me, it's been kind of bittersweet because I left the organization. My heart was in this organization for so many years, for so many decades. But I'm so proud to serve as your assemblywoman for the 19th District. I just want to leave you all with a message today, and that is please support whichever nonprofit it is that you care about, whether it's PRAHD, whether it's the YMCA, whether it's Catholic Charities. Understand that without your support, without your in-kind support, without your volunteerism, without your financial support, agencies like PRAHD cannot survive. You know, we need your support. Yes, we get support from the county. Thank you, Ron Rios. We get support from the state of New Jersey. We get support from home funds, from CDBG funds. But we need all your collective support, whether it's volunteerism, whether it's making a contribution. Because agencies like PRAHD don't exist anymore. I'm very sorry to tell you this, other than the YMCA, PRAHD, and Berthier and Boyd. They carry 10 programs. They have 90 employees all throughout New Jersey, providing housing and social services, preschool, after-school programs. It's amazing what PRAHD does. And PRAHD has been in existence for 44 years, right? 44 years. And there have been times at PRAHD, and I've been there during that time, and I'm sure my predecessor and all my successor, it's not easy. It's not easy. You know, trying to raise money every single day to run 10 programs. It is not easy, but we need your support. We need each and every one of you to please consider PRAHD as your charity of choice, please. That would mean so much to the board of directors. It would mean so much to Kim. It would mean so much to me as well, and to Roberto Clemente Jr., who was one of our honorary chairs. Thank you so much all for being here this evening. Aside from my role as Assemblywoman, I'm also a surrogate for Senator Juan Menendez, and he asked me tonight to share with you a letter that he provided to PRAHD. Dear friends, please accept my best wishes as we gather to celebrate the philanthropy and commitment of wonderful individuals and organizations during the 32nd annual Roberto Clemente Gala. What a wonderful occasion to not just recognize the great acts of these pillars of our community, but to also celebrate the numerous accomplishments and far-reaching impact of this great organization. For over 4 decades, the Puerto Rican Association for Human Development has operated in the city of PRAHD and Boyd, focused on providing supportive services to the disadvantaged and youth of the community. Today, PRAHD has expanded to an organization dedicating its services to thousands of New Jersey residents throughout Middlesex, Union, and Hudson counties. As a leading human services agency, PRAHD continues to share a deep dedication to its mission of developing human potential and promoting self-sufficiency through programs designed to improve the social, economic, health, and educational status of the community in a cultural sensitive environment. As New Jersey's senior United States Senator, I once again congratulate the Puerto Rican Association for Human Development during these 32nd annual Roberto Clemente Gala, and I can commend tonight's awardees. First Constitution Bank, Middlesex County College, Prudential Financial, and Dean Shumpert. Thank you for all that you do for the community. In addition, tomorrow at 10 a.m., Iglesia Cristina Bethel will be hosting a spiritual empowerment lecture, and Senator Menendez will be their special guest. All are invited to attend tomorrow's event. It's on Wall Avenue. I am amazingly proud to serve as a surrogate during this period. And I will just leave you with a few words. And my words are, let's all come together as a community. Let's all be kind to each other and love each other and remind each other that it's not about self, but it's about the village, right? It's about the whole. And if we come together as a whole, we can accomplish so much more than what we can accomplish as self. I am about the village. And thank you all so very much for tonight. Thank you, Kim. Thank you to the Board of Directors for this opportunity. God bless you all. God bless America. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It is my honor and privilege to present this year's Corporate Excellence Award to First Constitution Bank for its philanthropic services and support for countless people and communities throughout New Jersey. The Corporate Excellence Award is presented to corporations that invest in the impact of nonprofit and community organizations in addressing society's most difficult problems. First Constitution is such an organization that invests in their clients' communities, leverages financial resources and skill sets to help build nonprofits and the communities they serve. They employ valuable local talent, and noteworthy, they have appointed our friend Tony Cruz to its board of directors. Across its 20 branch locations, First Constitution Bank has embedded itself as a philanthropic leader in each community it serves. This past year was no exception, as First Constitution continues to sponsor local events and spearhead initiatives designed to empower community members. This is best highlighted by First Constitution's support to assist Puerto Ricans suffering on the island after Hurricane Maria. First Constitution was an early champion of New Jersey for Puerto Rico, NJ4PR, a statewide initiative which ultimately provided over $100,000 of emergency funds to support the disaster recovery on the island. First Constitution was such an early supporter that NJ4PR's first donation event to the American Red Cross was hosted at the bank's Perth Amboy branch. Apart from these already impressive accolades, First Constitution Bank has also been an exceptional partner to PRAHD through charitable giving and sponsorship of the agency's annual program. We recognize and appreciate not only what First Constitution does for PRAHD, but more importantly, what they do for the communities they serve. The person that I'm going to call up to receive the award for First Constitution Bank is a fearless leader. It's a leader that has a lot of folks under him, a lot of support from communities. More importantly, his philanthropy extends beyond First Constitution. He has been a treasurer, or is the treasurer, for John Harms Theater. He serves on the George Washington Council for Boy Scouts. He serves on Englewood Hospitals as a trustee and treasurer. Please join me in welcoming Robert Rangano to accept this year's Corporate Excellence Award.
I've been told that I have 3 minutes to talk. So I want to take those 3 minutes. I want to tell you a very quick story. Someplace around the year 2001 or 2, I met a husband and wife. Their names were Tony and Zaya Cruz, who we are happy to have at our table tonight. And Tony and Zaya, along with a number of other people, had a vision. And their vision was that perhaps there should be a real community bank represented in Perth Amboy. And don't misunderstand me, larger institutions, and they're very good, and they support the community as we do. But Tony and Zada and some other associates were looking for something a little special. So we talked, and over a year or so, we sort of came together with the idea that maybe instead of starting a bank, they could support an existing bank. And that's the reality of how First Constitution got to Perth Amboy, and it's been there ever since. Just to give you a couple of figures, back in 2004 and 5, First Constitution was about 350 million in size, with 9 branch banking offices, including Perth Amboy. Today we sit at about $1.2 billion. We're a public company. We have 40 offices in Middlesex, Mercer, Somerset, Monmouth, and we have 1 office in Bergen County. We have a great staff, just as the people represented here tonight from Perth Amboy. We're all about personal service, knowing your name when you come in. And if I can bring this back to corporate excellence, you know, most banks are organized to make money, as you would expect. Many of them are public companies. But most banks, as First Constitution does, gives back to the communities that it serves. So from where we earn, it's only right to give back. And I wish I could take credit for all of the nice things that George just said, but it really turns out to be our 200 people and staff that make it happen every day. So I want to thank you so much for being honored, and just keep this in mind. If it wasn't for Tony and Zida Cruz, maybe none of this would have happened. Thank you.
Tonight, I also have the honor of presenting this year's Champion of the Year Award. This year's Champion of the Year Award goes to Middlesex County College. A champion for education is a person or institution that fights for and publicly supports accessibility to education for all. Education and providing opportunities for our youth to succeed is extremely important to PRAHD. For this reason, our agency not only has a bilingual preschool that we affectionately call Bienvenida, but also provides morning care and after-school care for our students, as well as students from our neighboring elementary school. Middlesex County College is a champion for education and is committed to providing accessible, affordable, high-quality credit and non-credit programming to students. Its motto is, "Success starts here." In support of its motto, Middlesex County College partnered with the City of Perth Amboy and participated in the Summer Success Bound program, providing summer courses to the students in the Success Bound program. Partnering with the city and Middlesex County College, PRAHD participated in the same program and hosted 3 rising high school seniors who attended courses at Middlesex County College in the morning and interned at our agency in the afternoon. I think Middlesex County College will agree when we say it was a huge success. We had the opportunity to watch 3 lovely young ladies grow right before our eyes. For some of them, it was the first job they had ever had. Middlesex County College also partnered with our agency throughout the year, providing free workshops to our staff in areas such as basic computer literacy programs, professional development, and personal growth. These are just a few examples of Middlesex County College's commitment to be a champion for education and for the success of all. Recently, I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Mark McCormick, the interim president of Middlesex County College. Dr. McCormick is passionate about education and knows firsthand how education can transform lives. We shared some of our stories over breakfast. It's a theme in my life. We look forward to future collaborations with Middlesex County College to provide even more educational opportunities for the community that we serve. Please join me in recognizing Dr. Mark McCormick as he accepts this year's Champion of the Year Award on behalf of Middlesex County College.
So, it's an honor for Humboldt College to be named PRAHD's Champion of the Year. We value our long collaboration with PRAHD. me, it's a natural partnership between PRAHD and the college, because our missions are both focused on service to the community. And of course, the service that we provide is primarily education. I think all of us in this room would agree that education is a fundamental element to empowering individuals, to improving the lives of families, and to lifting up entire communities. Every year at Memphis County College, through our doors come about 3,000 adults and children to receive the benefits of credit courses, non-credit courses, continuing education, summer camp, and corporate training at Edison, in Virginia, New Brunswick, and high schools throughout the county. And we're very proud to be doing that. I must say, though, that I don't believe we do the work we actually do without support of three very important groups. Number one, the support we get from our county, Rodriguez, and every host. Number two, from our partners, like the city of Port Amboy, and certainly organizations like PRAHD. And number three, from our alumni. We have 50,000 alumni and growing. And I'd like to ask if you're able to stand. If you're an alum of Memphis County College, please stand up to be acknowledged. There are alumni here in the world. So again, we're honored to thank you for this award and look for 44 more years of collaboration with PRAHD. Thank you.
Partnership is a relationship where the parties collaborate and work together for a common goal. As a nonprofit agency servicing the community, PRAHD is always eager to enter into positive relationships. Partnerships that support and enhance the agency's mission, providing service to the underserved in the community. The Partner of the Year Award is given to an organization or business that not only sponsors the agency, but also encourages and supports its employees' volunteer efforts. Throughout PRAHD's history, we have had the great pleasure of partnering with many wonderful people and organizations to achieve amazing results. These partnerships have allowed PRAHD and its programs to grow and evolve to meet the changing needs of our clients. This year's Partner of the Year Award goes to Prudential. Prudential has proven to be a dedicated partner and supporter of PRAHD. For several years, Prudential has partnered with PRAHD to make its Three Kings Day celebration. This is one of our largest cultural activities, where PRAHD celebrates the historical and cultural significance of the Three Kings Day and gives out gifts to approximately 300 children. Prudential not only sponsored this event, it also had employees volunteer during the event. Prudential also supports PRAHD's health-oriented youth program, youth programming and agency development. Please join me in recognizing Angelica Valenza and Gwen Kratz as they accept this year's Partner of the Year Award on behalf of Prudential.
Good evening. My name is Angelica Valenza, and this is my partner, Gwen Kratz. We are humbled and thankful to be receiving the Partner of the Year Award on behalf of Prudential. As a strong supporter of community, Prudential has always sought to cultivate philanthropic partnerships with organizations such as PRAHD that are truly driving change and improving the lives of so many individuals. Over the past 4 years, over 4 years ago, Prudential Woodbridge Hispanic Business Resource Group wanted an opportunity to have a greater impact on the local community. At that point in time, we reached out to our community engagement partner, Vinay Data, who is unfortunately not here with us today. We knew we wanted to join joining forces with a nonprofit that had deep roots in Middlesex County, also as well as communities beyond. After many conversations with Renee introduced us to PRAHD and Yvonne Lopez. So thank you, Yvonne. And that's how our relationship began. It was many wonderful conversations with Yvonne and her team. And since then, the relationship has flourished. PRAHD has been a true partner in every endeavor we have pursued together.
So Angelica and I, as well as our Prudential team, and we have some of our other Prudential partners here with us today, have really personally and professionally benefited from the many initiatives that we've led with PRAHD. From volunteering at the annual Free Kings Day event, as well as the Puerto Rico Discovery Day, to developing a work shadow program with the Youth Readiness, Work Readiness Program with PRAHD, to also developing unconscious bias training for the PRAHD staff. Through this job shadowing program in particular, not only did the students have the opportunity to come to Prudential and learn about opportunities and jobs in the financial services industry, but our Prudential associates really had the opportunity to develop their own professional skills in project management and in presentation. So we want to personally thank you, Yvonne, as well as the rest of the PRAHD team for the opportunities that you have afforded us. And thank you very much.
The name Roberto Clemente conjures images of the Baseball Hall of Famer who proudly wore number 21 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. But Roberto Clemente was so much more than an incredibly talented and accomplished baseball player. Often referred to as the quiet gentleman, Roberto Clemente is also known for his humanitarian efforts. Clemente focused on promoting greater accessibility and equality for Latino Americans within and outside of baseball. He is known for hosting baseball clinics for underprivileged youth and providing financial aid to Latin American countries. Dean Schomburg. He is the grandson of Arturo Alfonso Schomburg, founder of 4 research libraries in New York City public library system. Dean's grandfather, he was passionate about showcasing the contributions made by people of color to society, but which were ignored or marginalized. In his own way, his grandfather, Arturo Alfonso Schomburg, sought to achieve equality for people of color, as did Roberto Clemente. Just as Clemente's legacy lives on through the works of his family, so does Schomburg's legacy. Dean is the chair of the Government Advocacy Committee of the Schomburg Corporation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting the Schomburg Center. The Schomburg Center, it serves the community not just as a center and library, but also as a space where, and that encourages lifelong education and exploration of the contributions of Afro-Latinos and African Americans to our culture and history. Please join me. And oh, what an honor it is for me to welcome Dean Schomburg to accept the Roberto Clemente Award.
Saludos a todos. Yo soy Dean Schomburg y mi abuelo fue Arturo Schomburg. Quisiera hablar un poco para este evento, pero estudiaba idioma solo en la universidad. Así to say. So greetings to all. My sincere thanks to PRAHD for selecting me to receive the annual Roberto Clemente Community Service Award. I'm truly honored to have been chosen for this. So, I was born in Brooklyn in 1939. You do the math. From the time I was about 5 years old, I was a baseball fan. The Brooklyn Dodgers were the team that captured and captivated the entire neighborhood where I was raised by my grandparents, Oda and Theodore Warren. The neighborhood was called Bedford-Stuyvesant. It was an amazing neighborhood. The Brooklyn Dodgers baseball team was literally at the top of the town. On my block, Lexington Avenue, between Bedford and Mill Street, you could walk up and down the street when the Dodger games were on the radio, and you could hear the game because everybody had the game on and the windows open in the summertime. And there were no transistor radios in those days, so you could just walk up and down the street and hear the game. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And everybody wanted to know how Jackie Robinson was doing. Was he hitting home runs? Was he, stealing home plate? Or making sparkling fielding plays in the field? Jackie joined the Dodgers back in 1947. He was the first black man to play Major League Baseball in the modern era. He was National League Rookie of the Year, and in 1949, he was selected as the most valuable player of the year in that year, 1949. And oh boy, we were so proud of Jackie Robinson, we in Brooklyn. He was my first hero. As I came of age in later years, I understood that Jackie Robinson also was a humanitarian. He believed that a person's life had much greater meaning if that life were devoted to affecting other lives in a positive manner. That thought by Jackie Robinson is inscribed in the rotunda of the baseball stadium of the New York Mets team at Citi Field. But wait, this is the Roberto Clemente Award. So what's the connection with Jackie Robinson? Well, other than they were both baseball players, they were both in the Hall of Fame, and they both were leaders of their respective teams. Well, there are at least two people here this evening that know the answer to that question. Kim Ruiz and Willie Martinez. All right. Okay. So let's go back to 1952. Roberto Clemente was signed to play for a Montreal, Canada team called the Royals. The Royals were a farm team of the Dodgers, by then the Los Angeles Dodgers. Clemente also was a Dodger for a minute or so. He signed with the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1954 and completed an astonishing 18-year career with Pittsburgh. I suspect that most of you know about Roberto Clemente's stellar record. He was a 15-time All-Star. He won 2 World Series titles and captured the Gold Glove Award 12 years in a row. Imagine that? 12 years. Yes. So, by the way, he also compiled, you probably know all the stats about Roberto Clemente, but I have to mention that he compiled a lifetime batting average of .317, lifetime, and he amassed 3,000 hits during his career. That is astounding. Yeah. So, the comparison I want to make between Jackie Robinson and Roberto Clemente is their humanitarian outlook on life, their search for goodness in all that they try to do. In fact, Major League Baseball continues to honor his legacy by presenting the Roberto Clemente Award to an outstanding player who shows a strong commitment to community work. I mention all of the above to point out that community work is so very important, as everybody in this room realizes. And I wonder what I might have done to deserve this award that PRAHD has bestowed upon me, and I think I might have the answer. Actually, when I was here at PRAHD during last year's Black History Month celebrations, Yvonne came to me and said, "Hey, I got a surprise for you." I said, "Yeah, okay, what?" She said, "Well, when you finish, just look at you, I'll let you know what it is." Okay. So I finished my address for the Black History, 2014, we selected you to get the Roberto Community Service Award. So I never had a chance to say, wait a minute, no, I haven't done anything. But then I would not have turned her down anyway, because Yvonne is Yvonne, you just can't turn her down. You know, that's the story. So I'm proud to know that PRAHD honors my grandfather, Arturo Alfonso Schumper, with an annual award program that they also present. And he, Arturo, indeed, was a community activist and an organizer, beginning in the very first weeks after he arrived on these shores from Santurce, Puerto Rico, which, by the way, was where Roberto Clemente played his minor league ball for the Santurce Cangrejeros. So Arturo began a campaign that he called Las Dos Antillas, whose goal was to free the islands of Puerto Rico and Cuba from Spanish domination. I like to think that a small measure of community involvement must be present in my own DNA. But I continue to marvel at how much more I would like to do and how that quest continues to inform my life to this very day. So I'd like to be so much more active than I am, but there is always the temptation to go sit on the beach and slurp up mojitos. Marilyn and I have thought about that, but we haven't done it yet. But I have not yielded to that temptation. My calendar continues to fill up week after week with tasks. But I know these tasks have to be accomplished if I am to live by my hero, Jackie Robinson's admonition that I must be a positive force in whatever way I can in order to affect other lives in a positive way. And Roberto Clemente's example of community involvement, for which he gave his life, continues to be a motivating factor for me as well. So, to the entire PRAHD community, who so generously bestowed upon me this Roberto Clemente Award, my most humble gratitude and my very, very great thanks.
I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, our board members, all of the staff at PRAHD who did an amazing job to make this evening come together, all of the volunteers that help us regularly at PRAHD, my amazing assistant, Lillian Martinez, who's over here with the children. Lillian isn't just my assistant, she is our fundraising coordinator and our Gala coordinator extraordinaire. Dessert will be served in the reception area, so please join us there. And the band will continue playing until about 11:30 p.m. So enjoy yourselves and thank you for coming out tonight.
Good night, everyone.